Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a fight on Semoskiy. Our heroes today are going to be SturmTigerSage6, playing as the US forces, in the yellow this time around. And his opponent, in the pink, or purple, depending your preference, is going to be emu87, playing as the OKW. I'm back, guys. I know, right? What the hell? So sorry, I gotta say. I could have been back quite some time ago, but it has been delayed and postponed, and I have only myself to blame. I am sorry, guys, but I decided today, you know what? Screw this. It's Valentine's Days, and the people I love is you. Although I don't think this is going to come out in Valentine's Day. But today is Valentine's Day, so there you go. Anyways, I decided, you know what? Enough procrastinating. Let's just go ahead and get some games going. So I've been out of it so long that, oh my god, a lot of things happened. The Ardennes Assault came out, and a $1,000 tournament was held. I even missed that, so I'm sorry. But anyways, what better way to get back into the game than just getting back into the game, right? So, we see a little bit of a skirmish here up front as Emu pushes his truck all the way to the front. CoH2 saying that he has already lost the game doing that because he has gone for the truck, the military truck with the Mechanized company, and he believes, I suppose, that he is going to be killing the supply half-track. I'm guessing that's why he said lost. But so far, he has only gotten it down to half health. And he pushes forward with a rifle squad. No, is that a rear shot? No, that is a rifle squad. Never mind, there you go. Inside of it, pops out to go capture some points in the center of Semoskiy. And the supply half-track actually makes it out of there just fine. So, not too much of a bad engagement, although it did put Emu in a little bit of a tough spot. But a nice reaction there by Sage going for that Doctrine because it allows him to quickly thwart off those truck pushes, which, if you may recall, the last game that I casted over, what, like 3 months ago, featured some very, very aggressive pushing, which was very painful to watch. It was Martin versus Fortune, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah. So anyways, Sage going for the cutoff. Not a lot that's going to be accomplished here by Sage because, well, there's really nothing being connected by that point. It is the only point out front, but currently he holds the one in the center. And the points on the left-hand side with his rear echelon squad going for the victory point as well. Volksgrens and more Volksgrens pushing off those rifles. Rifles are going to be backing off into the river a little bit, get themselves into some light cover in the brush, and they are able to engage against the Volks. However, they are being surrounded, so they decide to run away. They're going to run away quite fine. They lose a little bit here and there, but yeah, they're fine. Up in the front of the base for Sage, we have Emu with his Storm Pioneer squads inside of that shack. That shack is very, very annoying because it's very difficult to take down. You need some type of power weapon, some type of explosive to start whittling at it and make it so that your enemy cannot, well, you know, be a pain in the ass. Volksgrens squad getting caught by the 50 cal, or well, not 50 cal, but you know, it's not a 50 cal truck. It's a military truck with a 50 cal on top of it. They are going to be running away. They're going to get shut up a little bit there, although the squad pops out to capture the point and repair, so they even ignore the Volksgrens squad. A very bold move. Cotton, I hope it pays off. Up in the north, Volksgrens squad still going for the cap of that cutoff point. CoH2 trying to fold them off. Rifle squads and heavy cover will be able to fight quite easily against the Volksgrens. Volksgrens get the cutoff, and they back off a little bit. We do have points down south captured, and including the munitions, so it is a decent cutoff there for Emu to go for. But not a lot being happening. Up in the north, the rear echelon squad going to be going for the cutoff once again, going to be removing the center points for Emu, while the Storm Pioneer squads go to the north to try and capture more territory. Ah, man, I'm having a bit of a tough time keeping up. It's been a while. I have lost my way. I need to get those training wheels back on. Anyways, Volksgrens squad popping out of the house as they does get assaulted by 3 rifle squads. We see CoH2 going for 3 rifles and 2 echelons with its truck, which is a nice thing to have because those 2 rear echelons will help repair the truck even quicker as, you know, that's a lot more repair going around. Obviously, the U.S. forces can rely on their crews to repair the vehicles very reliably, very effectively, but, you know, every little bit helps. Ambulance getting produced, the first Sage of the 6, back at base for Emu. He has gone for the Mechanized Regiment headquarters, and is not getting anything from it just yet. He does get himself another Volkswagen squad. We got 4 Volks and 1 SturmTiger. And not a lot going on. I suppose I should mention it, just since I didn't. Emu is, at least at the time of casting this, I don't know what his rank was when it was played, because if I'm not mistaken, this is actually played in the previous patch before this last hotfix, so I don't know. It's been a while, but he is ranked 45, and Sage6 is 71 for his U.S. forces, so both top 100 players right here, so you know, I selected this because it should be a good match. So, center map, Volkswagen's running back. The rear echelon squad, they're just going to go into the center. Going to try and capture some points. We do have a rifle squad hold up in the church, going to be getting some pain on them, and they decide to back off and get themselves into some cover and obscurement there by that fence and the trees. Down south, we hear another engagement as the rear echelon squad is trying to lock down the bridge, setting up some barbed wire and tank traps. The Volkswagens do catch them though, and rear, oh, they're gonna go down. They decide to retreat. The no, it's gonna make it just fine. Wow, okay. I was gonna say it's gonna get itself killed because it had started to lay down the barbed wire, meaning that it couldn't run past it, and it had to run the long way around. However, a 50 cal truck, right on time, comes in and forces away the Volkswagen squad, allowing them to stay alive. Nice little clutch move there. Rifle squad in the center retreating as the Volkswagens do manage to take control of the church. More Volkswagen squads flooding into the center. Rear echelon squad still hold up in the shack right in front of the base for Emu. Emu has decided to get himself a Flak half-track, which is going to put the pain on all the infantry that right now Sage of the 6 has. He is building himself the captain back at base, so he will have at least some form of anti-tank, but also, more importantly, he will have access to things like the steward, which is very good at dealing with that Flak half-track, if I'm not mistaken. Although, it has been changed since the last time I used it, so maybe not anymore, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if it pays off. 50 cal track down south, engaging Volkswagen and SturmTigers. The crew pops in and decides to fend off. They have to pop back out to be able to capture, which is annoying, but obviously would be overpowered if it wasn't the case. Flak half-track in the center forces away the rifle squad from that shack, and yeah, they're gonna make it out of there barely though. Ooh, down to 1. Yeah, he's gonna make it out. Oh, he doesn't. Whoa, oh, never mind. There was yeah, Jaeger light infantry squad in the way, and down goes the rifle squad for Sage of the 6, losing his first unit in the game, I believe. Although he is down to 2 rifle squads, and I think he had more, so I may be wrong. Medics popping out of the truck, deciding that they are better equipped to handle the injured, you know, hand to hand, and instead of having to rely on the AOE effect of the ambulance, which is okay because it means less micro. But I don't know. It's to each his own. Personally, I prefer the AOE effect of it and the fact that you can put the ambulance out on the field rather than back at base. But it is not a bad idea to do, bad thing to do whatsoever. So there you go. Anyways, down south we have the 50 cal truck for Sage, still being a nuisance, still being, you know, quite effective. It's been out of the game for almost 10 minutes now, and you know, it has only gotten 4 kills, but it has been pushing a lot and capturing down south, allowing him to keep some control over there and denying his enemy, emu87, the territory. Flak half-track, though, does set up in the front of the base, get some shots off on the rifles, forcing them to retreat. We have another rifle squad popping into this house. Actually, that's the captain with his bazookas, making sure that the Flak half-track doesn't push up too aggressively. But it is going to be hard to dislodge. He's going to need himself an AT gun or maybe a... well, he's going for the steward, so hopefully that one will pay off. He was building himself the pack howitzer, but decided to cancel that in favor of the steward as he saw that the Flak half-track was going to be very difficult to dislodge without any, you know, heavier form of anti-tank. 50 cal truck down south does capture, or at least decap the fuel. pops the crew back in, engaging Volkswagen squads at range. 50 cal will demolish them at range anyways. So it's a very nice engagement there for Sage. Up in the far north, we have rear echelon squads just going for the back cap of that victory point and the munitions at the far edge. Well, we have some Volkskrins capturing around. Flak half-track company moved up to the north to engage those rear echelon squads. Not moving. The Flak half-track setting up, getting some shots off point blank range. Well, not blank range, you know, there's some distance there, but pretty much point blank range. Gonna be killing that squad. I don't think it's gonna make it out of there. Nope. Down goes the first rear echelon squad. They did manage to capture the point, so that is a okay victory there for Sage, but you know, Emu gets himself a kill. The other rear echelon squad does manage to go by undetected and gets its life spared by the Flak half-track. Grenade goes off into the house, into the front of the base for Sage of the 6, collapsing the house as the Volkswagen Grenadiers exited the house, allowing themselves to not be crushed to death by the rubble. Stewart tank in the center of the map now, going to be helping out in those engagements. We still have the 50 cal truck down south engaging Jaeger light infantry, Volkskrins, and these Volkskrins now have a Shrek, which means that the truck is now in a bit of a pickle. Gets himself out of there because he knows, you know, I really can't go up against a rocket. Stewart goes up to the north to engage Volkskrins and SturmTigerSage6. Not really going to be able to do too much against the Stewart. The Stewart, well, very easily able to just shoot at whatever it wants. Not getting too many kills, but, you know, being quite unopposed. The Flak half-track decides to retreat its way back into the base as it knows that it cannot go, you know, toe-to-toe against that Flak half-track. I mean, against the Stewart. It does position itself right at the edge of the embankment here, which should be able to provide some cover into that point. Unfortunately, though, we can't see the circle range of the Flak half-track, which, you know, it would be a nice thing to show, but I don't know. Like, for example, I guess I could put it in the fog of war, and since you can see that, but since you have the point, you can also see that as well, so. Wait. Switch. There you go. That's what it can see. So the Stewart pops up, gets a shot off on the Flak half-track, and the Flak backs off. Sorry. The Flak half-track backs off, as, yeah, I mean, obviously it's... The Stewart is going to take damage to its main gun of the Flak half-track, but it's, you know, it's a tank versus a light vehicle, which, you know, normally, I guess you could say the tank is always going to win, but you do always have the armored cars, which are just ridiculous against tanks, so, yeah. And that is exactly what emu87 is doing. He's getting himself the Puma to be able to deal with the Stewart. Usually, or at least before, the Stewart used to win those engagements as well because he had the ability to do the shell shock and basically perpetually keep him pinned down. But I believe that has been changed. That is no longer the case. They did some rebalancing and I think it shoots slower or there's more of a cooldown on it. So it is going to get the stun, I think. Or what does it do? Increases the chance to do vehicle criticals. So maybe not anymore. Yeah, I think that's what it was changed. I'm sorry, I don't remember right now exactly how it went. I do remember there was a change. I read it in the patch notes, but it's been a while since I read them and I haven't seen the game. So yeah, there was something changed with the Stewart and the way that its shell shock works to make it so that it can basically perpetually stun any vehicle, which has made it OP. Oh my god, a deluge of grenades go off against the church. The captain managing to pop out of it, although the captain itself didn't make it out. It's only the two bazooka guys. The captain valiantly fought and died right there. That is your captain. Anyways, Puma now on the field. Puma will be helping out against that Stewart. The Stewart is currently up in the north. And the Puma is not going to be catching him anytime soon. Going to be defending the center. We have a big push in the center by Sage6. He now has 4 rifles on the field with 1 rear echelon squad still there. Plus his captain, although the captain is currently not in this engagement. 3 other rifles are there. We do have a 4th rifle squad down south just capturing. The Flak half-track going to be positioning itself to fend off the approaching infantry. Quite successfully, I would say. Rear echelon squad getting shot in the back by the Flak half-track, putting itself in a very precarious position. I do not believe this rear echelon squad will be making it out of there alive, but I will probably be eating my words as we have a smoke grenade going off in front of the Flak half-track, breaking line of sight in the rear echelon squad. darts through it and makes it out of there alive. So now I look like a fool. Stuart keeping its distance from that Puma, as even though this is a tank and that is a car, it you know, it has a very nasty gun. It has a gun designed to kill the Steward and even the Sherman and pretty much any other tank in the game. So Pumas are definitely something to be feared. Black Half-Track repositioning itself into the center as we have a flanking rifle squad going for the cap of that point. They may be able to decap it. Is Sage going to take the risk? He is going to take the risk. He decaps the point and then hits retreat. The Flak Half-Track will be putting the pain on the rifle squad as it runs straight through the gauntlet, running through every single enemy. The Flak Half-Track decides to pardon them and shoot its own friends, and getting its Volksgrenadier squad suppressed as the rifle squad just dart through them and make it out of there alive. Let's see, did it get any friendly kills? How do we see now? No, only got a suppression, so I suppose it's not too bad. They were just saying like, hey, dude, come on, don't shoot at me, what? Come on. Eeknin. I don't know. Actually, that might be racist, I don't know. Anyways, Captain down south, or, well, in the center, but in the southern house. Hold up there, going to be trying to keep those vehicles off range. The Puma moves up and gets a nice shot off there at that Stewart. Stewart gets a second shot, but manages to dodge it. The ambulance pushes up. As we now have a major on the field for Sage6, he will probably be setting up a forward retreat point. Yeah, pops his medical supplies, and the major sets up with a forward retreat point, allowing him to now control the exit of his base. Very nice. Very nice. Jaeger Light Infantry getting called in somewhere up in the north as they go to cap the fuel point. One of the nice benefits there of that Scavenger Doctrine. Allows you to pop, you know, those Jaeger Light Infantry into any structure in the map. As long as it's not occupied, because, for example, if, you know, Sage had somebody in there, you wouldn't be able to use it. And I think, although I haven't tried it, I think if that is the case and you don't have line of sight on it, you still spawn them, but they just come out of, you know, like a normal calling unit. Which kind of sucks. Puma backing off, gonna be, I mean, not Puma, Stewart backing off to try to fend off the Jaeger Light Infantry, but the Puma was there, ready for the ambush. The Stewart gets shot, rear armor hit, down to a sliver of health, or, well, about 2/3. Oh, but it gets killed. Gets abandoned. A nice little stroke of luck there for Sage6. The Puma should be able to move up and get a shot off on that Stewart. It moves itself into position and takes a shot. Down goes the main gun, but the tank is still alive. Talk about a 1% bugger. What was it? 5% before? Good old Vico days. The Puma backs off as it did not manage to get the shot off. However, there isn't anything there. He could have moved up to get another shot. Stays there, and the rifles are going to recapture the point as they have fend off the Jaeger Light Infantry. The Puma gets itself out of there, so lucky break there for Sage6. Is going to be able to keep that Steward. It is critically damaged though, so it will need some tender loving care, but it'll be back on the field eventually. AT gun on the field for Sage6, covering the approach onto his new base, or his new reinforcement location. He does still have that Pack Howitzer. Pack Howitzer has not done anything. It is 0 kills, but he has that right there. And on the far right, the Jaeger Light Infantry retreating as rifle squads barrel down on them to recover that victory points. Victory points are 213 for Sage. Wait, okay, I think I have to do this. No. No. This. No. Kind of hard to switch between players now. I'm going to assume it's 213 for Sage6 and 414 for emu87, even though the colors on the numbers are swapped, but the bars are swapped, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Still a little bit of a glitchy interface here, but I do see that they have done some improvements. It's a little bit more responsive in some situations. But, you know, progress is progress. Anyways, so what's been going on? Not a lot. We still have a lot of infantry. Center map, more infantry pushing. 50 cal wouldn't be too bad here for Sage, but he doesn't have the ability to get one, as he did not get himself a lieutenant. Yeah, the lieutenant is required, and that's where the 50 cal goes. So he does have a bit of a lack of anti-infantry, which is why he has a lot of infantry. So basically fighting infantry with infantry. He's not able to stop approaching infantry, but should be able to match them man to man. As we have 4 rifles and a captain against 4 Volkskrins and 3 Jaeger light infantry. So Emu does have the upper hand in the infantry count, and without any hard anti-infantry counters, it's going to be a very difficult fight here for Sage6. Rifle squad getting behind the lines. A nice grenade goes off on the Jaeger light infantry. They manage to dodge that, not very successfully. They do end up losing 2 of their men, and the rifle squad retreats. More rifles pushing forward, but with bar equips, like I said, I mean, basically the infantry is going to be able to match the opposing infantry very easily, and with the support of the pack howitzer on the engagements, they're going to have quite a bit of a nice time. A nasty Shrek goes off there and hits one of the rifles, forcing them to retreat, but again, it's a very, very short retreat path into reinforcement, healing, and, well, a tank. Rear echelon squad getting produced, as the rear echelon squads did go down for Sage. She's going to be using that to repair that tank. And at the same time, he does have a Sherman up on the field, getting some shots off on that Puma. The Puma suffers a nasty shot to the rear armor, bringing him down to about 60% health. The Sherman takes a little bit of splash damage in the engagement, but decides to not continue the pursuit. A nasty shot there by the pack howitzer, nailing the Volkstrand squad inside that house, killing 4 of them, and, well, not 4 of them, I believe, 2 of them in one hit, or probably 3. It was a lot. It was a very nice hit, is what I'm trying to say. Forces them to pack up and retreat. A very big push here into the center by Emu with all his Jaeger light infantry. And the Volkskrin, well, not all of them, all the Volkskrins, a lot of infantry, but again, they run themselves into a wall of bars, and they get quickly pushed away. The captain holed up in that house, very high health house, allows them to get some shots off on the retreating infantry, and they are forced out of the field. Puma backing off. Flak half-track backing off as well. And up in the north, the crew of the tank is being currently used to capture the fuel point, reconnecting the north and allowing them to stay alive. Oh, a nasty shot there by the pack. Nails the crew as the Jaeger light infantry as they back off into the house, down to very low amounts of health, forcing them to retreat. And another nasty shot by the pack howitzer collapses the house as well. I mean, it is a howitzer, basically, so it's going to do a lot of damage. That is not your mama's or your grandma's mortar. That is a pack howitzer. Up in the far, up? Yeah, no, that's actually down on the far right. We have a Jaeger light infantry again popping into that shack behind enemy lines, trying to cap the steward is now back in action, being commandeered or commanded or controlled by a rear echelon squad. They decided to pop themselves behind that that fence, although the fence is not really going to do much against a tank. Stewart still being utilized, you know, a little bit passively. He doesn't want to just continuously run against his enemy and get itself killed, so he's just going to be used to recapture the point. Although they decided to pop out of the tank in a very bad angle, and Sage has not noticed that they are not capping, which is going to be unfortunate because he's probably engaged right now in the center. Grenade goes off into where a lot of infantry at one point was. It does collapse the house, however, but no infantry is killed, and the rifle squad itself is killed in the process as the Flak half-track managed to just pepper them to explosive death. Sherman in the center, engaging against something as it has its turret turned in a different direction. Rifle squad, heavy cover, trying to hold the line. Flak half-track getting some shots off at the infantry, and the Sherman getting some explosive shots in there. Pack howitzer nailing, or managing to hit very close to the squad, but not getting a lot of damage in there. Sherman steel being utilized. We now have a Jagdpanzer on the field for Emu. He's going to have a lot of anti-tank capabilities. The Sherman currently being circled by both the Puma and the Jagdpanzer, although the Jagdpanzer does not have a turret, so it makes it a very bad circling tank. Sherman deciding that he is going to tough it out, take the shots like a pro. He is had about 75% strength. Oh! A nasty shot there by the pack howitzer eliminates an entire squad. I believe that was a Jaeger light infantry squad eliminated there. A nasty shot goes off onto the Sherman. The Sherman moves itself back. Needs to turn itself around at least to be able to face the correct angle. Jagdpanzer coming up for the flank. Gets itself shot by the AT gun. The The Sherman puts himself in a very nasty spot, trying to go for the kill on the half-track, the Flak half-track, but only gets itself destroyed. The AT gun, however, does manage to get a lot of damage in on that Yak Panzer. The Yak Panzer is down to very low amounts of health, pops its armor-piercing rounds and eliminates the Yak Panzer, so a nice little pickup there. The Puma also getting itself in a very bad spot, gets shot by the armor-piercing rounds, and it gets down to about 25% strength. The the Flak half-track, very low amounts of health now, also gets shot by those armor-piercing rounds. Armor-piercing rounds, about 4 seconds left, and they're going to be out. A lot of damage goes down on those. The Sherman, second Sherman gets produced there for SturmTigerSage6 now on the field. He is going to be going for a aggressive push. The Puma is currently being repaired. The Puma is at about, it's actually full strength. The Flak half-track going to get repaired. The Sherman decides to go for the Flak half-track. Flak half-track goes down in one shot. Storm Pioneer squad also taking a lot of damage. The Sherman is getting some shots off on that Puma. Boom, and a nice AT gun shot nails the Puma. And a very quick turnaround there by SturmTigerSage6. RNG, says Emu. And rarely gave you this one. And sync error detected as the game comes to a close, and Emu throws in the towel after losing his vehicle force, and not too sure too much RNG there. I mean, I guess the Sherman did get some very good hits on it, but the last hit was done by the AT gun. The AT gun managing to score the critical hit there, and it has itself the vehicle kill there. But yeah, very nice, very nice. So anyways, guys, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel very out of it, but the only way to get back into it is to just cast and cast and cast, and I'm going to be trying to do a lot of them. So sorry for the very long hiatus. I hope it doesn't happen again, at least not to this extent, and we shall be having ourselves a grand old time back in Company Heroes 2. So anyways, guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.